These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z via PDK. I'm being told by my finance ministry contacts there are things moving very quickly in Iraq finally for values. Lots of deals being cut so they can move forward. If they change the value before the RV, it would be in fiat. They have a mechanism in place called a nominal effective exchange rate, where they could go with a partial increase in their value. And the last rate I heard, if they do this, is $1.60 US. I still do not think that is going to happen. Samson article quote Al Kazimi arrives at the United Nations building to attend the opening of the General Assembly. Walking stick via Frank 26, SDR and the IMF, what they're doing is historical. This is amazing. That action with these European banks using IQD in their banks means the IQD is sanction free. It means there are no restrictions on the Iraqi dinar. It means the Iraqi dinar can be used to buy, sell, and trade with it internationally, even if it's at a program rate. And if there are no restrictions, it means they are Article 8. Article 8 means no restrictions on your currency. Right, Pimpy says we know Al Kazimi is here at the United Nations and he almost appears to be politicking or campaigning, is more like it. Al Kazimi has taken the time to meet privately with a few leaders of different Arab nations who have guaranteed Al Kazimi of their support. This is good for him. I'm not sure what that's going to do as far as whether or not it guarantees him to continue as prime minister, although I think he should. Mountain Goat, the continued election saga. What do I believe will happen shortly to make everyone happy? The most likely proposal will be to leave Al Kazimi and Saleh in office and a temporary government, not a caretaker government with full powers. How do I know this? A member of the KDP's negotiating delegation stated that the next government should have full powers, and that preparation should be made for early elections. How does this affect our ability for the CBI to compete the currency reform and reinstate the dinar? The best guess I can make of the timing of the reinstatement is that the CBI will not ask to reinstate the dinar this year and will wait and see how the first of this all pans out. If it does move quickly, I feel they will conduct the project to delete the zeros. We will see articles telling this they are moving ahead sometime in later October through November. Then they will be ready for the reinstatement back to Forex in early 2023, which is in their white paper plan and is the next move in their project to reform the economy of Iraq. I believe the US, IMF, World Bank, and Iran would go along with this plan. Having Al Kazimi and Saleh in place is continuing with full powers, gives them opportunity to do so. It also creates the security and stability needed. Frank 26, I feel in my heart Iran will not cause a civil war. I believe they want to do business with Kazimi and Iraq because they are in need of financial help badly, and because they cannot steal the money anymore and their money sanctioned and worthless, and they're trying to make business with Iraq and Kazimi. Sandy Ingram, question, why are we hearing about a possible civil war in Iraq? Sandy says, yes, Iraq is going through a major political crisis, yet the internal fighting stopped while Iraqis were preparing for the annual religious event where over 20 million Shiite pilgrims descended on the city of Kabbalah. 2.6 million are from Iran. We cannot be sure what will occur once people return to the reality of their daily lives. Breitling says, when I look at Iraq, it's authority only. What's the banking system doing? Where are they making their money? How do they expand their system? The people who can pass law and want to expand their system, what are they talking about? Who are they talking about? In other words, who do they want to do business with? They're talking about us, the West, Parliament, the Ministry of Planning, Ministry of Finance, the CBI, all of them who has the authority right down the line. Just follow the policy and you'll be very happy. Bruce via Wiser Now. In terms of our notifications, it looks like we got pushed maybe another 3 or 4 days. So it could actually be the weekend. We thought we would be going with notifications starting probably Thursday, but at this point, to me, it's up in the air. Let's keep an eye on the next several days, especially the weekend. It's really an amazing time for us, amazing for us to be here where we are part of this. Sampson article quote, the former president of SOMO, the government wants to continue depositing Iraqi oil revenues in the U.S. Reserve Bank. Quote, all the money from the sale of oil goes to the U.S. Reserve Bank since 1996, and the government demanded after 2003 that this mechanism remains to preserve funds from the risk of lawsuits. Walking stick via Frank 26. When you see the SDR and IMF walking hand in hand together, oh, buddy, that's not the way it used to be. That is a huge step. Frank 26 article quote, the central bank announces international cooperation with Iraqi banks, unquote. Frank says the Central Bank of Iraq is connected to international banks from around the world because they are about to introduce a new exchange rate, a new currency, a new banking system, a reinstatement of their banking system. We told you they would tell the citizens, and they are. Mark Z via PDK question, any changes in the dong rate? Mark Z says, I am still hearing 2.25.